Welcome to The Awakened Heart, a podcast for healing women. A space where your voice matters, your body is honored, and your healing is sacred. I'm Autumn Moran, licensed professional counselor, therapist in the state of Texas, life coach in the USA, 500-hour yoga trained instructor, and ultimately your companion on the journey of coming home to yourself and healing, always with a trauma-informed and neurodivergent affirming lens. Today's bonus episode is a tender one, my dears. It's one I'm holding with extra softness because I know how layered, how painful, and how complicated this topic can be. Today we're talking about the mother wound. And before we dive in, I want to say this clearly. If your relationship with your mother was painful, distant, neglectful, abusive, or confusing, you are not broken. You are not to blame. You, in fact, my dears, deserved better. And you're allowed to grieve what you didn't get without guilt. You're allowed to heal without pretending it didn't hurt. You're allowed to mother yourself differently, even if no one ever showed you how. I know that's a hard task sometimes, to love yourself when you have no examples. So let's begin. Let's dive in and see if I can't help you feel a little better about your mother wound today. The mother wound is the emotional pain we carry when our mothers couldn't meet our basic needs for safety, for unconditional love, for being seen and accepted exactly as we are, or as we were. Sometimes that wound comes from obvious harm, neglect, abuse, cruelty. Sometimes it comes from absence, emotional distance, survival mode, emotional immaturity, just not being available for our emotional needs. And sometimes it's generational. Passed down through systems of oppression, patriarchy, trauma that our mothers never got a chance to heal before they became mothers themselves. Even in their mind, if they did better than what they were given, it still may have not been enough for what you needed. And that's okay. It fucking sucks. And it's no reflection on you. But here's the truth. Naming this isn't about blame. It's about impact. We can honor our own pain without villainizing or excusing anyone else. Both things can be true. The mother wound can show up in ways we don't always recognize. Feeling like you're never enough or way too much. Fear of being abandoned when you express real emotions. Struggling with boundaries, especially with women or authority figures, or with your own caregivers currently. Just because we have a mother wound doesn't mean that mom's not in the picture still. Sometimes it's overfunctioning, perfectionism, or hyper-independence as an armor. And sometimes it's deep grief or anger that feels like it has nowhere to land. And if this feels messy, it's because it fucking is messy. You are carrying pain that was never meant for you to hold. And healing means learning how to set it down piece by piece. Healing the mother wound doesn't mean forcing yourself to forgive before you're ready. I'm not even talking about forgiveness here. I'm not even talking about the other person here. This is about you and how you want to feel inside and out. It doesn't mean reuniting with someone who is still unsafe. It doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. In a therapeutic world, when someone says fine, fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional, right? So what's fine looking like for you if that's your answer? Because it's not about everything being fine. Healing means coming back home to yourself. It looks like reparenting yourself, which means Learning to speak gently to your inner child, to your teen version of yourself, to the one who still longs to be seen and loved. When I think about reparenting, I think about thinking of yourself as a little kid, as a toddler, between 2 and 4, right? They need to be fed well. You need lots of rest, nighttime and sometimes during the day. You need a go bag, no matter where you go, filled with toys, goodies, snacks, and just in case stuff. You need to give yourself options, 1 or 2 options, 2 or 3 options, right? To feel some sense of control. And then ultimately, get down to that little kid's level and just see and hear them for who they are, without expectations, with gentleness, with compassion and understanding. Do those 5 things for yourself, and these are good steps for reparenting. Pick one. Baby steps. I'm always about baby steps. So pick one of those 5 things and start treating yourself like a toddler. It looks like regulating your nervous system, offering yourself the grounding and safety that you might not have received consistently growing up. How do you regulate your nervous system? What can you do? There's several things. Number 1, breath work. Inhale deeply through the nose, and when you're inhaling, you want to make sure that that belly is rising. Because most of the time when we're breathing, we're in our chest, which is considered shallow breathing. So if your inhale goes just into your chest, that increases anxiety. If your inhale goes into your belly, that decreases anxiety. So first thing you can do is set a timer for 2 to 5 minutes and just breathe deeply. Not solving anything, not fixing anything, just simply breathing. And any thoughts that come up, okay, and let them go. Okay, and let them go. It's not time to solve. I'm just breathing. If that is difficult, which it can be, and that's understandable, ice. An ice pack on your chest, right on your chest for your vagus nerve. An ice cube to rub on your neck, your wrist, or on your chest. Splash ice cold water on your face. Take a cold shower. Step out in nature. Dance. Turn 1 to 2 good feel-good songs on and dance. Wiggle, shake like you're a hippie under the full moon outside. Let that body just intuitively, somatically move. Humming your favorite song, humming the Star Spangled Banner can regulate the nervous system as well. So there's a few things you can do, not just breath work. Sometimes it looks like validating your emotions without shame. Your emotions are valid. Do not gaslight yourself into believing you're not allowed to have your emotions. That's the old you. The new you sees you, hears you, holds you. Because when the high emotion comes up, that's when the reparenting and the nervous system regulation comes in. Breathe deeply and tell yourself something kind. You are safe. I love you, my dear. That was a good effort. You are allowed to rest. It looks like setting boundaries without apology. Even if those boundaries disappoint people, which they will, because when we set boundaries with people, they're typically people that are used to getting what they want, are used to us doing the thing that they want us to do. And when we change the game, when we change the script, some resistance can come up. And that's okay. That's not a sign that you're doing something wrong. That's a sign that that boundary needs to be in place, because you're giving too much of yourself and too much is expected of you, which it shouldn't be. And it's okay to change the rules. You can change your mind at any time. Just because you started a relationship one way doesn't mean that relationship can't evolve to be healthier and more accommodating for you and your partner or partners. And it can look like grieving what you didn't get and letting that grief be messy, all-encompassing, or just very real. Off the top of my head, grief comes to sadness or depression, bargaining, acceptance, anger. And I feel like I've got one more missing out of my head. But these things is what happens in grieving, and it's not linear. You may feel these all over the place, and that's okay. Grieving the mother wound is a sacred rebellion. It's refusing to carry unhealed pain into the next season of your life. It's creating the kind of love, safety, and freedom for yourself that you have always deserved. Here are a few small ways you can begin or continue tending to your own healing. First off, it's the inner child connection, right? We hear this is a lot. Your inner child is wounded, your inner child wound. You need to heal your inner child, your little person inside. So feel free to find a photo of yourself as a child. Or if you don't have a photo, maybe nostalgic-wise, a lot of the old school toys are coming back now. Grab a toy, grab a show, grab a shirt, a blanket, whatever it is that connects you to a younger version of you that you want to tap into. Speak to her as you would someone you love. When you're talking to yourself, my common question is, would you say that out loud to a little kid? Or if a little kid came to you and said what you're thinking to you about themselves, would you say, "You're right, kid. You do deserve that. You're a piece of crap"? Hell to the no, you would not. Not to someone you love, and not to a little kid that just needs guidance, that has no choice in this matter, right? I want you to speak to yourself like you would speak to a little kid. I'm sorry you didn't always feel safe. I am here now. You are worthy. You are amazing. You are the most lovable being. I love you so much. It may feel funky. It may feel weird. And that's okay. It's not necessarily fake it till you make it, but keep trying so you can convince your nervous system that this love is safe, that this love is welcome, and that it's consistent and sustainable, and it's here to stay. Body-based self-soothing. This is when you can self-soothe with your body. We do this quite often in my podcast, but deep breathing. Deep breathing is where it's at. It's the number one evidence-based method to regulate the nervous system. So one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, if you will, taking nice, slow, deep breaths, whispering to yourself, I am safe to feel. I am safe to heal. I am safe to be me. Other ways for body, yoga, tai chi, a nice gentle walk out in nature, just noticing everything, not necessarily putting something in your ears, just being out in nature. Next up is boundaries without apology. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete answer. Remind yourself that protecting your peace isn't cruel. It's a fucking requirement. It's fucking necessary. Because you cannot live day after day for the rest of your life pouring from an empty cup. I mean, I am not one for comparison because it's the root of all evil. But if other people are allowed to live out loud, sis, so the fuck are you. Like, they don't have some special privilege. Like, we all are allowed to live out loud. We all are allowed to say no when it suits us. Give yourself permission. Find some micro agency. Where is a small no you can take today? A no that protects your peace. Not to be mean, not to control, but because you simply want to protect your peace. Because by saying yes takes away spoons that you need for yourself. Choose nurturers. Build your own community of people who choose you, who nurture your spirit, who see you without agenda. This is simple, not easy, my friends. Especially as an adult, it gets harder to make friends. And with the dating world and online BFF apps, it can be fun and it can be a hot mess as well. I've seen it all. What I recommend is find stuff within your community. Volunteer at shelters, volunteer for nonprofits, volunteer for environmental things, whatever aligns with your soul. It doesn't have to be all the time, once a month, once a quarter, once a week, whatever fits you. Meetup app or meetup.com. It's all about groups of like-minded people that get together to do similar activities. Find a group. It's not about finding one person. It's about finding a tribe, a village, a support system that is supportive, something you've never had or something that you once had that's gone. This is about creating a support system, not falling in love with the one and only. It's about having a tribe. And lastly, honor your grief. Write letters you never send. Let it out. Tell your mom how you feel in a letter. Write it out. Write a letter to your inner child, telling her how you understand, how you see her, and how you're going to move forward so that she can feel safe. Cry when the grief rises. Rage if you need to. Scream into a pillow. Punch a mattress. If it's in the budget, go to a smash room. If it's in the budget, get a gentle massage. Get nice, positive, wholesome, safe touch. You don't have to grieve politely, my dear. You don't have to be small. Take up as much space as you want to and as much as you need to. You have the right to mourn the love you needed and to celebrate the love you are learning to give yourself now. Carrying a mother wound is not easy. It can be haunting. It can be daunting. It can be just soul-crushing. If you are carrying the mother wound, I want you to know this. You are not a broken project. You are not too much. You are not unlovable. You are a garden still growing. Tend to that shit, my dear. Be your best gardener. You are a heart that is still healing. You are a body that's still learning to feel safe on your own terms, at your own pace. Healing the mother wound is a radical act of self-love. It's the soft rebellion of saying, I deserve more. I am worthy of tenderness. I can mother myself into wholeness. You're not behind. You're not failing. You're exactly where you're meant to be, even if that feels icky. You are sacred. You are healing. You are coming home to yourself, my dears. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If this episode stirred something in you, a memory, a truth, or even a question, I'd love to hear about it in the show notes or on Instagram at Empowering Wellness Hub. Message me, leave a note, whatever feels good to you. And if you're craving more support for your healing journey, head to my Linktree. I've got a Spotify playlist made for women healing through softness and strength. It's called Divine Women, positive music. I've got a Boundaries audio bundle. It's a quick 15-minute bundle of lessons of when you're ready to say what you mean with love. And more resources to guide you home to your voice, your body, and your power. Don't forget to follow me. Don't forget to share this episode with someone who needs it. And please take what you need and leave the rest. Until next time, may you be free and happy. May mine and your healing ripple outward to bless the world with happiness and freedom. Take care of you, and I'll see you soon.